to Orlando, Florida, and a sold-out NXT arena. Byron Saxton alongside William Regal, and William, tonight a huge main event between two former allies.
Two former allies in Nexus, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel. Were they allies though, or were there's always that underlying competition thing? We're going to find out tonight. One of them is going to try and prove themselves.
This Divas match is set for one fall. Introducing first from the Pacific Islands, Tamina Snuka.
Well, Tamina Snuka, the name sounds familiar, the daughter of WWE Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka, and Tamina has been quite impressive as of late.
Tamina's been incredibly impressive. Every time we see her, she gets better and better. Every opportunity she gets, she's working on her craft. She's working on the abilities that her father has passed down to her, and the natural, just the influence that he would have over her style. That's what's great about Tamina.
And her opponent from Houston, Texas, Kaitlyn.
Oh, Kaitlyn is the girl next door with the easygoing attitude.
I wish she lived next door to me. Goodness gracious me. Both of these ladies can squat over 300 pounds. Did you know that?
I was unaware of that.
Yes, they can. There's a lot at stake here, because you're going to have to help me out. You know I stutter a lot,
okay,
don't
I
you?
got you.
Yes, you have to help me out.
Understandable.
There's a lot at stake, because obviously they're out to prove who's the best. That's the main thing here on NXT. You have to prove yourself here, and then the higher-ups in the WWE take more notice of you. And when you're in a position like these two young ladies, and they both know how strong they are, they both know how talented they are, they want to show that they're better than the other.
Whoa! Well, Tamina immediately showing shades of her famous Hall of Fame father.
And that's
Kaitlyn in no rush to continue things.
We've talked about this before. Can you imagine growing up with the heritage that Tamina's had and being around the great Superfly Jimmy Snuka her entire life? Every time that he came home off the road, he'd be sat with her. You know, she'd sit on his knee and he would talk strategy with her, because I'm sure from a very young age she wanted to be a professional wrestler. So he would be telling her little tricks of the trade, and it's something that's ingrained in her. Nice dragon screw, nice, lovely dragon screw leg whip there by Kaitlyn. She has done a great job of getting very good very quickly. Been very impressed with Kaitlyn of late.
Kaitlyn, who immediately tried to slow the pace, thought it would work to her advantage, but Tamina had her well scouted. So, once again, you see how both these young ladies are able to turn on the level of aggression when needed.
Because they both have incredibly powerful striking ability. I mean, just the chopping ability of Tamina, it takes the breath out of you. People at home that have never felt...
Watch out here, covered by Tamina.
As I was saying, people at home that have never felt what that feels like, to get a chop across the chest, it takes the wind out of you. And as I say it all the time, you take the breath out of somebody and it makes them weak very quickly. Look at Kaitlyn.
Taking the breath out of someone, yeah.
Look at Kaitlyn, the smart maneuvering she's doing, using the ring as a weapon.
Oh, wow. Kaitlyn incorporating some very innovative offense into her repertoire. Thankfully, she broke on the 4 count there, or else she would have been disqualified 1 second later, but nonetheless, she was able to use that slight leverage to her advantage. All right, jackknife covered by Kaitlyn.
I've noticed just of late how much Kaitlyn has worked on the different pinning combinations, and she's been very successful with it. So it's obviously something that she's figuring out that is a strong point for her. The best thing, advice.
A hook to the leg.
The best advice that I can give to any young superstar: learn what you do well and do it, and avoid things that you can't. And Kaitlyn's obviously figured out that she's very good at these unusual pinning combinations.
She's very good at her strikes, clearly. And utilizing that bottom rope.
Using those legs, I mean, she could crush walnuts with those thighs, couldn't she? Goodness gracious me.
Well, Kaitlyn somehow finding a way to bend the rules, but not taking it far enough to get disqualified.
And look at this. We go back to that the ability to squat 300 pounds using the things that the tools that she has. Body scissors. How many times do you see a good body scissors anymore? And that just constricts an opponent. Doesn't crush them, it just takes the wind out.
Tamina wisely rolling back to no avail. We know Tamina loves to fly. No! Not sure who got the best of that one.
That's the thing, you know, with Tamina, and please, I hope this doesn't sound bad, but she does have an incredibly strong head. She's well known for headbutting her opponents, but Kaitlyn come down on her nose, and when your nose gets hit, your eyes start to water, and it's very hard to get your brain patterned together.
Tamina, who might appear to be dazed, but somehow calling upon her second wind here to earn momentum in her favor. And uh-oh. We've seen Tamina go up before, and apparently so has Kaitlyn.
Exactly, Kaitlyn's been scouting Tamina. Very smart competing, scouting and watching, you know, learning all the time. That's what Kaitlyn does, that's why she's so impressive.
A side rush and leg sweep by Kaitlyn, and look at this. Submission maneuver applied.
She's gonna hyperextend the elbow there, and just look the way she's got that heel hooked around the jaw.
And Tamina, look at this, that amazing strength we've talked about, powering out of this predicament.
That's absolutely amazing that she had the power to do that. Samoan drop.
My gosh. Tamina felt danger was around the corner, but was able to escape, and now once again, just like her father, climbing up to the top rope. Superfly in the sky! Yes.
Here is your winner, Tamina Snuka.
Well, how about that? How about that impressive display of strength for Tamina to be able to turn things around?
But a great showing by both young ladies here.
Take a look at this. High risk, but high reward. Tamina from the top, hook of the leg, and she earns a very important victory here on NXT.
Just the impact of that alone, I mean, doesn't matter how powerful Kaitlyn was, there's no way that she could have possibly kicked out of that.
Well, folks, some may refer to him as one of the more polarizing figures around these parts, but he's in action next. Jinder Mahal goes one-on-one with Percy Watson.
A ritual is defined as a set of actions performed for their symbolic value. Putting chalk on my hands is a ritual. When I started lifting weights, it was to keep my grip strong on the bar. When I started wrestling, it was to keep my grip on my opponents. Now it's a ritual my opponents should fear. Because when they see this, it means the end is coming. A big end. I'm Biggie Langston. And when your time comes, take your beating like a man.
A new addition to the NXT roster is coming very soon. A true presence of a man, Big E Langston.
This bout is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Punjab, India, weighing 225 pounds, Jinder Mahal.
Now here is an incredibly dangerous individual, a young man that I've actually known since he was born. I was at his christening. Comes from a great wrestling family. His Uncle Gamma, his Uncle Akama, great foes of mine. And two of the greatest foes that I ever had. This young man is someone that everybody in the entire NXT locker room and in the WWE needs to pay great attention to, because he is a serious threat.
Wealthy, privileged, and you said it, ultra dangerous.
his opponent from Miami, Florida, weighing 245 pounds, Showtime, Percy Watson.
One of the most well-rounded athletes you'll find in all of the WWE, ultra athletic and invigorating, is Percy Watson. Certainly, Percy will have his hands full with an opponent like Jinder Mahal standing across the ring. Percy Watson spent considerable time in the National Football League as a 37-inch vertical leap. But of course, at the end of the day, it's how you're able to translate that experience into the ring.
And exactly, and we were talking about family dynasties in the wrestling industry. Jinder Mahal comes from a great wrestling family. Truly great, believe me. I've fought both of his uncles many, many times in South Africa years and years ago, over 25 years ago. And he's grown up with those extra tricks that he learns, and with that nasty, vicious streak that he's got, that makes him an incredibly fearsome competitor.
See the athleticism by Percy Watson. And Jinder Mahal perhaps having second thoughts.
Percy Watson, though, is a man that I've been watching for the last year and a half, and he just gets better every single time I see him. He never stops trying to work on his skills, work on his ability. He's always picking the brains of the older professionals, trying to learn extra tricks, you know, because he doesn't come from a wrestling background.
And speaking of which, look at how opportunistic Jinder Mahal was. Just saw one brief opening, and now Jinder Mahal has quickly turned things in his advantage.
The way that he applied that beautiful cravat there and using those hard knees to the face. That's the kind of competitor that Jinder Mahal is. I use the term a lot, but he's truly spiteful. He has that great ability to
cover
just
here by Mahal.
grind away and scurf his opponents. But it's not going to be easy with Percy Watson. Percy Watson is such a, you know, I mean, imagine how good Percy Watson's going to be in 2 and 3 years' time. He's just going to get better and better.
Percy Watson certainly having his hands full as Jinder Mahal aggressively driving those knees into the chest.
Here's something a lot of people don't know about Percy Watson, that John Cena has actually sort of taken Percy Watson under his wing a little. They just started somewhat of a relationship the last few months, and John Cena has been helping him with his game, you know, so you can imagine that how much confidence that's going to add to Percy Watson's game.
Jinder Mahal here, hook to the leg. We know John Cena is known for his resiliency, and we'll certainly see what kind of resiliency Percy Watson has.
Let me just explain what was going on there. Just the way that Jinder Mahal, he was using his thumb bones, pushing it into the cheeks of Percy Watson. Something you don't see very often, but it's incredibly painful.
Jinder Mahal, you sense having Percy Watson right where he wants him, although Percy, to his credit, will not give up.
No, will not give up, no. That's one thing about Percy Watson, he will never give up.
Several attempts out to create separation, and now Percy Watson. He's got momentum. Nice, beautiful drop kick, just showing the agility and the athleticism of Percy Watson.
He's got such explosive power,
wow.
Percy Watson, and can come out of anywhere at any time.
Building momentum, Percy Watson building momentum. We've seen this before. A Showtime splash. Oh.
Now I'm going to have to call what I see here. This is somewhat of a mistake by Percy Watson. Wasted a little too much time there. That's something that, you know, he needs to stop doing right now, because you can't take that time when you're facing an opponent like Jinder Mahal.
Watson, one fell swoop and it cost him. Here comes Mahal with the high knee. And now Jinder Mahal, not wasting any time, cinching in that camel clutch.
And back to that, using that thumb bone into the cheek socket again, making it incredibly.
Percy Watson.
There's no way that anybody would be able to survive.
Here is your winner, Jinder Mahal.
Wow. With a The hostile nature of Jinder Mahal once again reigns supreme, seemingly sending a message to the entire roster of NXT that he is the man to beat. Well, folks, still to come, a battle. Oh, hold on. Oh, Jinder Mahal clearly not done yet.
I can't help but laugh here. I mean, that coming from an old villain like me, it's wonderful to see when somebody truly wants to make a point here. Jinder Mahal, he's sending a message to every single person.
Jinder Mahal,
not only in the NXT, really, but in the WWE. This man means business. Good for him.
Jinder Mahal, once again, wanting to show the world who he is and what he is capable of.
Well, she calls herself the Ultra Diva and has promised an exfoliation of ugliness tour. The unveiling is tonight as Raquel Diaz makes her NXT debut. But first, two of the hottest prospects throughout the entire NXT landscape will face off as Richie Steamboat goes one-on-one with Leo Kruger.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 215 pounds, Richie Steamboat.
Richie Steamboat, if the name sounds familiar, the son of legendary WWE Hall of Famer Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, and it is now the younger Richie who is working on creating his own legacy around these parts.
His opponent from Johannesburg, South Africa, weighing 232 pounds, Leo Kruger.
Now here's the young man, a prince of South Africa, a well-schooled individual, a man who's been competing all over the world before he arrived here in America, trained by the great South African competitor Dani Brits, an incredibly skilled competitor and somebody that also has an incredible mean streak. He has a superiority complex, but he deserves it because he is just a superior athlete.
Well, some would say he's rather arrogant.
Nothing wrong with being arrogant if you can back it up.
The self-proclaimed South African Aristotle subscribes to a very privileged belief in himself. Mr. Regal, do you have a sash like that?
Do I have a sash like that?
Yeah.
No. I'm not worthy of wearing a sash like that. That's bestowed upon him by the government of South Africa. In fact, Mr. Nelson Mandela himself bestowed that upon young Leo Kruger, yes, for outstanding services to the people of South Africa.
Well, if you insist. Nonetheless, this should be a very intriguing matchup. Hats off to our general manager, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, for signing this match. And, of course, still to come, our huge main event between two former allies, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel. Leo Kruger taking time to make sure that his apparel is well cared for.
Richie Steamboat, do you know, it makes me feel very old when I see Richie because I've known him since he was 5 years of age.
A lot of faces, a lot of eyes all over the world seeing young stars like Richie Steamboat and Leo Kruger. We've seen that knife edge chop somewhere. stinging the chest of Leo Kruger.
Stinging the chest and taking the lung capacity away. That's what the chop does. It's not just about smacking somebody on the chest, it's about taking their lungs and making their lungs fill up with inflammation.
Oh, watch Richie. Wow. High monkey flip, and Leo Kruger might not know where he is right now. Gaining momentum is Richie Steamboat, and how quickly does that momentum end? My goodness.
A smart ring maneuvering there by Leo Kruger, though, using the ring as a weapon. That turnbuckle changed the momentum here. As we said before, you know, this ring, you can use it all as a weapon, and it's very smart to do. Very hard. Every part of it you can use because it's all incredibly dangerous.
Well, we're going to find out how resilient Steamboat is now because he is hurt. And Leo Kruger very much enjoying the damage he's inflicted thus far.
Now that's more of a slap in the face, isn't it? Doing Ricky Steamboat's moves to Richie Steamboat.
Oh, cover here by Kruger.
Back to that was Leo Kruger having that superiority complex that he's got. He was just trying to rub it in the face there of Richie Steamboat a little. Psychological warfare.
Kruger, nice wide base, using his leverage to his advantage, standing over the neck of Richie Steamboat.
I love little things like that. That's the kind of thing that Leo Kruger does, though. Just drag on the nose. I mean, people don't know.
Oh, watch out here. Small package by Steamboat.
When you pull on somebody's nose, it makes their eyes water, and it just throws the game off. It's always a smart thing to do.
Yeah, do you think, William Regal, there's added motivation for Leo Kruger knowing that this is the son of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, that he's in the ring with?
Of course, yes.
What do we have here?
I don't think you should be wasting any time with Richie Steamboat. You can't take it for granted. This is not a smart thing on Leo Kruger.
This is pure arrogance, looks like to me. And again, very attitude though. Kruger hooking the leg. And you have to think, had it not been for those extra seconds he took to prance around the ring, maybe he could have just captured a victory.
What I like to do when I'm out here, because of my experience, is to try. The only way that I got better as a younger competitor was
Insecurity by Steamboat.
Was to compete against better professionals. And so sometimes I say things hoping that
this could be a difference maker right here. Momentum possibly ready to change in the favor of Richie Steamboat.
If I wanted to be interrupted, I'd stay home and let the wife talk to me.
I get excited.
No, but I'm just saying though, I like these young men to go back and watch this and listen to me telling them things, and hopefully that it changes their game plan so that they don't make the same mistakes again.
Richie Steamboat trying to shake off the damage that's been done. Kruger standing toe-to-toe right there with him. A lot of physicality here. And it's Steamboat who gets the best of Leo Kruger. It's Steamboat now who's building the momentum. Richie Steamboat sensing that victory might just be right around the corner. And clearly so did Leo Kruger. Kruger on the run, not sure how wise the strategy was, but Richie Steamboat, full head of steam, momentum, floated over Kruger with the feet on the rope.
Here is your winner, Leo Kruger.
A win is a win. That's an official victory for Leo Kruger over the great Richie Steamboat. So, I mean, it doesn't matter how he got there. A win is a win, and a good for him.
Well, Leo Kruger was able to use Richie Steamboat's momentum to float over, and Kruger, look at this, blatantly both feet on the second rope in order to pin Richie Steamboat. But you said it, William Regal, a win is a win, and Leo Kruger just captured a very important one here on NXT.
They were once on the same side of the fence, but tonight they will see each other as opponents. Justin Gabriel goes one-on-one with the one-man rock band, Heath Slater.
I always thought to myself, how could I bring color to a colorless world? It's easy when you look like me. The Exfoliating Ugliness Tour. When I wake up in the morning, I see an ultra diva, an alpha female. I push the boundaries of beauty. I'm headed to NXT to rid the world of repulsive. The Exfoliating Ugliness Tour begins next. To give it a full-on makeover. I mean, seriously, look at these colors. Gross. I also came to tell the divas, ladies, get your beauty regimens ready because the exfoliation of ugliness has commenced.
Well, there's a pleasant evaluation by Raquel Diaz. The following Divas contest is scheduled for one fall. Already in the ring from El Paso, Texas, Raquel Diaz. Welcome to NXT, folks. Red hot atmosphere, overflowing with unpredictability, and well, that's a prime example right there. And her opponent from Norwich, England, Paige.
The enchanting raven-haired Lady Paige. Isn't she lovely?
I like that. Oh, well accomplished, mystifying, and a rageful nature to match is Paige. You never know what you're quite going to get when you see Paige in action.
I know what you're going to get. You're going to get one of the most ferocious lady competitors you'll ever see.
Well, certainly Paige has a bit of a following here inside the NXT arena. Well, so what was it that Raquel said? She's going to begin an exfoliation of ugliness here on NXT. Perhaps that's how she plans to go about doing so.
Well, seems to be.
What do you make of this outfit by Pitt? Oh, hold up here, Raquel. What do you make of this outfit here, William Regal, that Raquel is sporting?
It's rather pleasant, isn't it? It certainly draws attention to her. That's what you've got to do as a superstar. You want people to notice you.
Well, Paige making sure she's noticed. Impactful clothesline directed at Raquel, and there's some of that rageful nature we talked about. Hook in the leg here by Paige.
Paige was trained by a lady wrestler in England called Klondike Kate, who started on actually at the same place as me on the carnival. She used to fight people for, out of the crowd, and that's where Paige was who trained Paige.
Look at Raquel clearly. Oh, knowing what Paige is capable of, and found an opening, and immediately things have been placed firmly in Raquel's favor. Oh, we've seen this before.
Gory special, yes.
Face first goes Paige. Hook of the leg by Raquel. Yes. There is your winner, Raquel Diaz.
a gory bomb there by the lovely Raquel Diaz. And let's not take anything away from her. This young lady has a great heritage. She's one of the Guerrero family, and we know that she's going to be able to compete and just get better and better.
Face first goes Paige, courtesy of the gory bomb. Raquel Diaz talked about, ooh, wow. That'll scramble your brains.
Scramble something.
Raquel talked about starting an exfoliation of ugliness here in NXT, and perhaps that was just the first step.
Hey, Sana. You know what catering is?
Yes, and I can take you there if you want me to.
That's very nice of you, but that won't be necessary. You just point it out.
Sure.
Hey!
Stop it!
What's going on here?
He was hitting on me. And I was trying to tell him you're my love and he wasn't listening.
I turned my back for 1 second, and you're already hitting on my woman? How American of you.
How American of me? All right. Why don't I give you some good old-fashioned American advice, okay? Riley's rule number 6. Never trust a girl, all right? Especially not in this business. Your girl here was hitting on me.
Antonios rule number 58. Wenn du meine Frau magst, dann willst du mal ordentlich in den Hintern treten. And if you didn't understand that, if you're hitting on my girl, I'm gonna kick your teeth down your throat.
Well, why don't we settle this?
Well, how about next week?
Next week. How European of you. And by the way, nice merce.
I love your nose.
So just like that, apparently Alex Riley will be set to take on Antonio Cesaro next week.
This next match is set for one fall. Introducing first, from Pineville, West Virginia, weighing 216 pounds, he is the one-man Southern Rock Band, Heath Slater.
It is main event time, and we are joined by WWE Hall of Famer, good old JR Jimrock.
Yeah, I like the place, guys. I like a little rock and roll. This kid's from West Virginia. I don't know if they got wrapped up in that Hatfields and McCoy feud or not, but the redhead likes to fight. And he's going to have a heck of a fight on his hands here tonight. This is an awesome main event. Good job, American Dream.
And his opponent from Cape Town, South Africa, weighing 213 pounds, Justin Gabriel.
Well, folks, Justin Gabriel's ready for action. We've got to take a short break, but when we come back, our main event gets started here on NXT. Welcome back to NXT. It is main event time. Two former allies and partners, but now opponents. Justin Gabriel going one-on-one with Heath Slater.
Both members of Nexus at one time. And as I said before, allies, but were they? Was there always that underlying little tension there between them? Because you obviously want to prove who's the best.
I always heard there was a little bit of jealousy between these two men. Justin Gabriel, extremely popular now. Heath Slater, perhaps not so much, outside, of course, the great state of West Virginia. So we have a South African against a West Virginian. Two men that know each other very well. Perhaps, Mr. Regal, this is a match where the man that makes the first major mistake loses.
That's probably it, yes. They obviously spent a lot of time together when they were in Nexus. They would have.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Nice leg sweep and a cover. Gabriel not wasting any time with a deep arm drag takeover.
Justin Gabriel's just so precise with all of his movements. Just those leg sweeps and that arm drag. Beautifully, I mean, it is poetry in motion to watch sometimes.
There's just so many options that Justin Gabriel has to call upon in his offensive repertoire. That's what makes him so effective.
And that's a cagey move there by Heath Slater. Heath, don't call me Dick Slater, with a nice, unique move, a counter there to regain the advantage. And that's what this competition is all about, gaining an advantage or regaining it and then maintaining.
Just look at the way that Heath Slater's applied that headlock there with his forearm right across the ear of Justin Gabriel.
Nice counter.
Nice counter there, yes.
So now Gabriel regains the advantage. And Byron, you guys have talked about it during this exciting hour of NXT. It's a game of momentum. We saw that with the Steamboat and Kruger. A game of momentum.
Oh, certainly so. All it takes is that one special victory, that one win to turn an important head, and that could change the complexion of your entire career.
Both these young men are, I think, indicative of what we see here on NXT. They're young, they're in great shape, they're hungry, they're looking for opportunity. And each and every outing, right here, each and every week is a big match. We talk about people competing big and great in big matches at WrestleMania. For these young men who are looking to make their mark at a WrestleMania someday, they hope every next broadcast is a main event. It is their WrestleMania.
It certainly is. Every single time that these young men get a chance to be here in NXT, it's a chance that they will be one day the main event.
Oh my gosh!
Lord Almighty, I tell you, you go the high-risk route, you sometimes crash and burn, and this is devastating. Ladies and gentlemen, can Justin Gabriel continue? We will find out when we come back on NXT.
Welcome back to NXT. This is our main event, Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, and things have quickly changed because of this. Justin Gabriel going to what he does best, high risk, but in this event, no reward, and Gabriel took a very nasty fall on the outside of the ring.
Right onto his neck, and smart competing here by Heath Slater, taking advantage.
Slater with a cover. Slater cannot afford and should not afford to allow Justin Gabriel to recuperate.
Absolutely not, no. And that's why he's going constantly grinding away at that neck.
Be aggressive, be offensive, if you will. And that's exactly what Heath Slater is doing right now. Again, one man will win this match. It's important for that man to be either, obviously, Slater or Gabriel. It's all about winning on NXT, turning heads, surviving, and there's a neck breaker, and that could do it. Slater with a cover. Slater exploiting the injured neck that has not been right since Gabriel crashed and burned here as we went to the last commercial break.
Shows the kind of condition, though, that Justin Gabriel's in. You know, all the athletes here in NXT, because obviously the great conditioning programs and the bridging and the neck exercises that keep them able to compete, when they're injured in such a way.
What an Irish whip, and now the cover. And Gabriel couldn't kick out, but he certainly was smart enough to get his left foot over the bottom rope, stop the count. But Slater still shows his aggression. No reverse gear for Heath Slater. The snapmare takeover, again working on the neck of Justin Gabriel.
It's like a shark smelling blood. Heath Slater knows the neck of Justin Gabriel has got to be radiating in pain, and ever since that moment, Slater has not let up his attack.
Outstanding main event. So evenly competitive, but one has to think right now that because of the spill that Gabriel took, that Gabriel is at the disadvantage. Another hard knee. Great strike by Slater. Neck breaker off the second rope. That may do it. Could be enough here, but
one has to wonder how many more, possible times can Justin Gabriel keep kicking out from these neck injuries that he's getting.
We talked about what was at stake. What was at stake here? Every victory on NXT is huge for the individual careers of these men. I think Gabriel is willing himself to stay in this matchup, looking for a break.
He's getting the break right now, bad neck and all.
Gabriel showing those South African educated feet. Rights and lefts, he's ambidextrous, Mr. Regal. Right or left feet, equally as dangerous.
Yes, I do know what that means, actually, yes.
Modified set down power bomb into a near fall, and Gabriel still holds his neck.
It's just amazing to me, the fact that despite all the pain that Justin Gabriel is clearly in right now, he's been able to mount such a string of offensive maneuvers.
I think it's a lot of passion. The drive to be great, the drive to be a WWE superstar starts in NXT. Man, spine buster. The cover, spine buster that would make Arn Anderson proud.
Back to that again, though. That little extra hip movement there. That was the only way that Justin Gabriel was able to kick out from that maneuver. That was something that he would have learned being a young child around a wrestling family.
Heath Slater cannot have elongated discussions with the official about the count. Return to the offensive attack. Return. Seek out and destroy.
Oh, look at this.
Look at this nice counter. And then counter back.
Wow.
Heath Slater, the great counter. First suplex, face first, and a near fall.
Well, when does it get to the point where now, if you're Justin Gabriel, you start thinking long-term beyond this match, about your health and your well-being?
You don't. You don't. I mean, let's face facts. You don't. All that matters to you is to win the match that you're in now.
And for these men at this point in time in their career, this is the most important match that they have had to date. On this broadcast, right here, right now, in this main event. And look at this. This could end it.
Oh.
And a step away, back neck breaker. The legs are up. The body of body and a near fall. And Justin Gabriel showing amazing courage. Take another look. What's the impact? What's the impact of that neck breaker from the top rope?
No doubt about it, Justin Gabriel has proven to have courage, he has proven to have heart, but you also get the feel that the advantage meter is ticking further and further to the corner of Heath Slater.
And Slater right back on the attack. If Slater hits another move from this situation, I don't see how physically Gabriel can kick out. And Gabriel might sense the same thing.
This has just got to be pure adrenaline right now from Justin Gabriel.
Gabriel fighting with desperation, a sense of urgency. Oh, nice kick.
Right on the button.
Resourceful.
Oh! Oh!
The Hurricane Rana, both legs are hooked. Did he get it? Yes, he did.
Here is your winner, Justin Gabriel.
Wow, what a counter. Out of nowhere. Two big-time offensive moves. And Justin Gabriel, bad neck and all, perseveres with a hard, and that's an understatement, hard-fought victory over Heath Slater.
Take a look at how he did it. Despite all the punishment that Justin Gabriel received, able to counter this maneuver on Heath Slater and earn a quick and effective victory.
The moonsault into the reverse DDT. Slater's, look at the, right here. There's impact, bang. Slater trying to catch Gabriel, but to no avail. Both legs were hooked, and Slater could not kick out. Justin Gabriel survived hell.
Pure resiliency from Justin Gabriel as he stands tall on NXT. Folks, we'll see you next week.